I'll come to that, but the arrogance of a minority Labour administration saying take it or leave it, ignoring the wishes of the people, really is quite outrageous. Now, you're absolutely right. The Queen's speech is a bit of a red herring. It tends to be in very general terms. You know, my government will manage the economy properly. Words like that. That's fine. It's when it comes to the nitty-gritty. We would like to see spending an investment of £140 billion. Labour have signed up to 30 billion of Tory cuts, which they voted for on the 13th of January. Now, can we talk? Can we do a deal? Vote by vote? Yes, of course we can. But we want to see a real end to austerity, not the Tory-like policy we've had.
If they don't talk to you, which is what they're saying at the moment, and you've put them in government and you've voted for their Queen's speech, will you vote against any piece of legislation they propose if they haven't come to speak to you about it first?
This isn't about voting against legislation. We need to see what each bit says. I mean, if, for example, they wanted to put the minimum wage up, of course we'd back that. If, however, they wanted to carry on with the cuts, we'd be perfectly at liberty to table amendments to try and change that. And given that John McDonnell, Labour MP, said 30 to 40 of his colleagues couldn't back a Labour government which cut further, if they can't count on the support of Labour MPs, you know, why on earth would they want to count or be able to count on our support if Kezia is right and they're not even prepared to negotiate? That's extremely arrogant.
Briefly, Kezia,
we learned on Friday, though, from the Institute of Fiscal Studies that your programme actually means cuts for longer. It means austerity for longer. And your plans also mean a cut to the Scottish Block grant. And I'm really, really shocked, Stewart, to hear you say this line about 30 billion cuts again after it's been exposed in TV debate after TV debate as an absolute nonsense. Labour MPs voted to balance the books, not for £30 billion worth of cuts. 30 billion in cuts don't appear in the document that we voted for. You need to stop lying to people.
Well, can I just say, I think use of that language is appalling.
But it's true, though, isn't it?
On the 13th of January, you voted for the fiscal charter. That implies 30 billion of cuts. And as for the IFS figures, sadly, they're completely wrong. And even since then, we've had Ed Balls and Chuka Amuna confirm Labour's plans would involve cuts to Scotland. I think, Kezia, instead of calling people liars, Labour need to come clean with the Scottish people.
Now, on the economy, we have a question from our viewer.